White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London stand strong, in the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder, to the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes, glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, we're the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. The pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
There we go. Hopefully you can hear me now. Hello, guys, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home Tottenham past and present, and an exciting future on the what holds us beyond for the rest of this season. And maybe Ange could be getting it right. Who knows? We have a good start, though, and we have a good win yesterday. Our third Premier League win in a row away to Ipswich, and it was a timely win as well. I think it's a good win to go into this game against Man City on Wednesday. And then we get a bit of a break. And then we are back then because we're not in the FA Cup, which is, I'm going to be really disappointed, though, because I love the FA Cup. But how are we all doing today? How was all our Sundays? How have we enjoyed it? Are we now laughing at Arsenal fans because they lost yesterday as well? And looks like Liverpool, after their 2-0 win against away to Manchester City, that Liverpool going to win the league. Who knows? But yeah, it was a good weekend yesterday. But listen, I want to start on a serious point, though, guys. I want to thank to everyone who's messaged Tequila personally, who's messaged me, who's messaged on the post under the show we did yesterday. We are truly humbled and overwhelmed by all the kind words, kind supports, kind words everyone is saying at the moment. I know Tequila is very grateful for him. I was speaking to him earlier today. He's extremely grateful for the kind words everyone's saying about him. We will be doing a special Tequila show. Now, we don't know how we're going to put it together, but we are going to do something. And we're going to try to raise money for the company or the charity that he's dealing with, and maybe some money to help him as well. For medical stuff and that. So we are looking to put something together for Tequila. But everyone, please do keep him in your prayers and keep you in his thoughts at this sad time. But yeah, but thank you very much for everyone that got in touch yesterday. He's extremely grateful, and as we all are in here on THFC Till I Die, thank you so much. And it shows what a good community we've built on this channel. And Keith and everyone's been so nice. So thank you very much indeed. Right, let's crack on with it. Let's get on with the show. We're here to talk about football. We're here to talk about Tottenham's great win yesterday. And we're here to talk about Tottenham's march onto a European place, which I think they can. It's getting very tight in that league. There's 10 points, I think 11 points between us and fourth place. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get Champions League. don't worry, we're not going there. But I think seventh is in reach for us. I really do. And if we win the Europa League, we get Champions League anyway. So big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, all. Hope everyone is well and having a great weekend, except Arsenal fans. Exactly. Except Arsenal fans. I say they'll be crying into their beard. I haven't actually messaged Bobby. I must do. Must message Bobby to see how he is doing after that defeat yesterday. Oh Lord, I love it. I love it. I love the Arsenal losing, especially at home to West Ham. And when I was doing the watch along yesterday, I was getting the scores on me on the monitor, and I was saying 0-0. I said Arsenal need to win this game for the league, like. And when West Ham scored, there was a little inside of me going jumping up and down, happy and delighted, like they were getting stuffed. And then when we started scoring and got the 4-1, I was even more happier. I'm even more happier today because Liverpool beat Man City. So, you know, some crack of Man City get Conference League football. How the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. So big up to Wayne. Wayne's the only one in the chat at the moment. Big up to everyone. So if you do come in, do hit the like button. Do hit the subscription button if you can as well. And do also put a comment in. Let us know what you think of the game. What do you want? And let us know. So let's crack on with it. Of course, it was a very big win yesterday. Of course, it was a 4-1 win away to Ipswich Town at Portman Road. We haven't beaten Ipswich since the year 2000, by the way. Yeah, so it was a good win. It was a very good win, actually, and a good double for Johnson as well. I thought Sonny played very well yesterday. And for me, the player of the match, and I'm surprised he didn't get player of the match, for me was Bergville. I thought Bergville, for me, ran that midfield. He really did. For me, he was player of the match. Yeah, Johnson with 2 goals, but he didn't do a lot either side of that. I thought Bergville was absolutely outstanding yesterday. And for me, I thought Jed Spence played well as well. I thought Vic did very well in goal, kept commanded his area. I thought the 2 guys at centre back, I thought Danso did absolutely brilliantly. I thought Archie Gray had a good game as well. Udogie did well for his first game back. I thought Jed Spence had he had a bit of a difficult start, to be fair, but once he got into his groove, I thought he's exceptional. Took his goal very well as well. I thought the midfield tree worked extremely hard. I thought when Madison came on as well, I thought Madison had a good start, good end of the game as well. But for me, I think the player of the match was Bergville. I thought he ran that midfield yesterday. He really shown his class, really showing the mentality. And this being his first season in the Premier League, he's had to play a lot of games with injured players out, and he's really has shown his maturity. So is Archie Gray as well. They've both shown maturity that they can do it at this high level. And look, if you had a Solanke or a proper number 9 up front, I think we would scored a lot more goals. But the way with Sonny was at his best yesterday as well, which was great to see Sonny back. Second half, he looked a bit quiet. Probably they did double up on him a little bit. But for me, I thought he got a bit tired towards the end. Great to bring on Odegaard as well. I thought he did well when he came on. Just more minutes into his legs, really, guys. And look, for me, the players that come on, Madison as well, have all got their player ratings coming up. So, guys, let me know what your ratings are and what's your thoughts on the game. I thought it was a very good performance yesterday. And a good performance. That's 3 wins in a row. That's 4. Let me get this now. 4, 5, 7 goals scored. Only 1 conceded in the last 3. 2 clean sheets. Only 1 conceded in the last 2. And only 1 goal conceded in the last 3. I just think we're on the right patch now. It's 3 wins in a row in the Premier League. We've got 2. We've got an easy-ish tie in the Europa League where, look, no team's going to be easy in the Europa League, but I think with that run we got to the semi-finals where I think we could play Lazio. I think we've got a great chance to get to the final. I really do. I honestly do think we've got a great chance of getting to that final. And then once you're there, then it's a case of, right, the thing is anyone can win on the day. So that for me is a great. Wayne says, big up Wayne says, all good goals. Yeah, they were very good goals, especially that first goal by Sonny, where he sort of beat the two men, got the crossing, and there was Brendan Johnson, which we had been missing. Somebody there in that 6-yard area, just ready just to pounce on it. Something like Gary Lineker used to do back in the day, or somebody like that. It used to be in the 6-yard area. Ball goes whizzing in there, and he was there to put the ball in the back of the net. All good goals, both were superb, played way beyond his years. Definitely money well spent. It is. Wayne, I mean, I watched the game back yesterday, and I have asked a few people, and you people sort of a bit stuck on this question. Bergville, is he more of a Glenn Hoddle type player or Graham Roberts type player? If you were to pin him down to a player of the past, would he be more of a Glenn Hoddle type, setting up goals? Some of the moves he did yesterday in that midfield was Glenn Hoddle type. The way he skipped bad players, he shielded the ball brilliantly. And there was one move where he shielded the ball absolutely brilliantly and got by the player doing a few tricks and that. Or is it a bit more like Graham Roberts? He will have a bit of skill, but he can put the foot in as well. I'd love to know what you think on that. I'm more pushing to the Glenn Hoddle type, but let me know what you think. We've got Wayne Bonner. I like that. Dan so more every time I see him. I do too. Good, solid defender. Did we sign? I think we did sign him permanently. I can't remember. Did we? I think we did. I think I need to look back on the video we did in them, actually, that we signed them. I think we did sign them. And hang on, I'm going to have to ask our source that. Somebody in the man I use. I will ask him that. Because I can't remember. I think we did. I think we did, actually. Wayne. I'll find out. I've asked the question. I will find out. But yeah, I think we did. I think we did sign him permanently. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. My memory's gone AWOL since I've got this bug. It's like, I'm like, big up to it. We are Spurs TV. Big up. Hope you're doing well, sir. It's a good win. Very good win. Until Wayne says, I only saw highlights of the game, but I think Bertho's is a mix of a midfielder. He does a bit of everything. Yeah, I think the only player I can sort of remember who did that was more. I think Alan Mullery back in the day was more like that sort of. He could play in a cam role, but he can also play in a CDM as well. If I'm remembering right, Graham Roberts was more of a centre midfield and a centre midfield, CDM and a centre back. Glenn Hoddle could play anywhere from midfield and then in the front tree, so he could play anywhere like that. So, but I think we've got a serious talent on our hands, and especially with Archie Gray as well, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Well, listen, guys, what I want to do first is also give our channel sponsor a plug as well, if we can. This channel is being sponsored, of course, by Private Internet Access, the only home of the best internet, best VPN around. Gives you €45 for 2 years plus 4 months free on top of that at the end of them 2 years. It is a great price. It is a great VPN. I use it all the time. You don't worry about buffing. It really helps with watching movies, or if you want to watch the 3 o'clock kickoffs, it's great for using it. The link is in the description below in the video here on this podcast here. Do hit it. We do have a good relationship with them. The guys do help us to help us. You'll be helping them, but also helping us, because we want to help you guys watch every 3 p.m. kickoff between now and the end of the season and get ready for the start of next season with preseason as well. So guys, do hit the link. But here's a little bit about it. Say me talking about it. Here's Colin doing his little bit of a video and explaining to you why Private Internet Access is the only VPN you need to watch Tottenham play on a Saturday afternoon.
Let me talk to you. A little reference there, but I'm going to stop messing about. I'm going to talk to you about Private Internet Access, the best VPN in the land. Now, when you're online, you may not realize, but all of your data is there for the taking by anybody. With a VPN such as private internet access, your data is safe and secure, streamlined, and nobody else can get hold of it. That's why I use one anyway. VPNs, very easy to use. Private internet access, all you gotta do is log on your phone, select where you want to be. So I want to be in America, and I click go, and there we are. You can also link up your devices to it from your phone if that is easier for you. It's available on a lot of platforms as well. As you can see, you can use it for a very, very big range of things. So that's even better as well. You can use it, like I said, on all your devices, smartphone, tablets, gaming consoles, and stick it on your modem. And it's unlimited devices. One equals all. It's available all across the world, and it works perfectly. What they do is they mask your IP address, so pesky 3 o'clock kickoffs aren't an issue anymore, and they're independently audited, so there's no logs, 30 million customers, and 4.5-star Trustpilot rated excellent review. Private internet access. Get yours now.
And do get yours, guys, because it is. I use it and it's absolutely fantastic. I had it for the game yesterday, and there was not one bit of buffering during watching the game at all. And I can still bring you the watch alongs and everything like that. And it's great for watching movies as well. You can use it on your TV. As Colin said, you can use it everywhere. But it is €45 for 2 years, plus 4 months free afterwards, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Now, guys, before I get on to talk about the game yesterday, and the great win, and go through the stats, the play ratings, and what we've got coming up over the next 5 games, I want to ask you guys a question, and maybe you can help me, or maybe you can answer in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching this back later. If you had a choice of one Tottenham player to bring back into this Tottenham current squad now, who would you bring back? Now, I'm putting this out to all eras that people have watched the game. Now, I'm sure nobody's around in the 40s, but maybe we've got people watching that remember the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Me and Wayne and a few other people. Big up Paul, so very quickly. Big up Paul Pablo. Big up Paul. He says, hi, gang. Big up Paul. Can you tell me the can you tell me the VPN again? Because I'm caught last of it. Right. What it is, the VPN is private internet access. Is our channel sponsor. It's a great, you can use it on all devices. You can use it everywhere around the world. It's €45 for 2 years plus 4 months free at the end of it as well, which you get free. All you got to do, plug it onto your phone. You can use it on your laptop. It protects you from banking. It's the best VPN around, to be fair. Look, what I'll do is, guys, I will also put that video up on the community page as well, so you guys can watch it. But yeah, Paul, it is the best VPN. I use it, and look, as I said, I had the game on yesterday. There's no buffering at all. Absolutely no buffering. Absolutely fantastic. Couldn't fault it whatsoever. It's probably the best VPN I've absolutely ever used, and I've used a few of them, believe me. And this one here, not just because of our channel sponsors, but because I've used it, and I know Colin uses it, and I know Tequila uses it as well. And we can't complain. We don't complain. It's absolutely brilliant. So it's a brilliant, and then €45, Paul, you can't grumble. For 2 years, it's a great value as well. And we're helping you, but you're helping us out. So it is called private internet access. What I'll do is I'll get the link. Or maybe if Tequila comes in, we'll get the link and we'll stick it. I actually do it now. Just let me go on to our channel and let me get the link for you guys, and I'll put it in the chat for you. Here we go. There we go. Right, I'm going to put the link in for you now. Oh, God. I don't want to do that. That's not good. That's not good. Right, let's try this again, shall we? I'm not very good with technology, guys, to be fair. Right, let's see. Can I copy and paste this now? Will this work? Will this work? Yeah, here we go. There we go, Paul. It's in there for you now. That is the link for our VPN, private internet access, /THFC till I die. €45 for 5 45 euros for 2 years. 2 years, just 45 euro and 4 months free. Absolutely brilliant. So please do. That's now you get on with it. Look, you're helping them, but you're also helping us because we get something out of it as well. And the money we get out of it when you pick up a VPN is something that we put back into the channel again. And we get, like, we've got new ideas for next season. We've got new graphics coming. We've got new ideas to grow the channel, to grow the brand, and all the money that we can earn from like super chats and memberships and also people getting the VPN. We need it to put it back into the channel because we're not backed by any big organizations. You know, we're doing this out of our own pocket. All the stuff I use, I have to pay for monthly. So the money we get from super chats and memberships and that, it goes back into the channel. And look, we just need a bit of a helping hand. And I know times are tough out there. I do realize that, but any guys you can help would be extremely grateful. But yeah, Paul, have a look at it. You know, let me know what you think. But for me personally, I use it all the time, and it's the best VPN ever. Big up to Liston Hines as well. Big up Liston. Hope you're doing well. He says Bergville, absolute money was spent. We paid 9 million, and I believe he's on 15k a week. In comparison with some others, he basically plays it for. He does play for free. To Wayne, to your question, Wayne. We actually got him on loan, but I think it's a loan to buy. Off the top of my head, but it is a loan, just to let you know. Big up to Joe as well. Big up, Joe. Hope you're doing well as well, sir. Hope you're doing well. So let's get back to the point I was asking you guys. If you could pick one player from all the decades that you've been watching football and stick it into this Tottenham team, who would it be? And I would have to pick one player, and I think it's a striker, and I'm not going like for Harry Kane on that. I'm going for Steve Archibald. Now, why I'm going for Steve Archibald? Steve Archibald was a damn good striker and a very good footballer as well. He scored a lot of good goals. He scored a lot of different types of goals as well. He was good with his head. He was good with his feet as well. Played at Barcelona as well for a while as well. Left Spurs, went to Barcelona. But for me, that's who I would pick from my era, which is the 80s, is Steve Archibald for me. But let me know, guys, if you would pick one player, pluck him from that decade and stick him into Ange's team now, who would it be? I would love to know that, actually. And also, I am looking to do my all-time Spurs 11. I'm looking to do it probably next weekend because there's no Premier League football. Yes, there's FA Cup games, but there's no Premier League football. So please let me know what you think. Who would you like me to see put into this all-time Spurs 11? Give me some ideas. If you're members of the members group, put it into the WhatsApp group. If you're our member and you pick up a membership, the link is on the community page. Hit that link, invitation link, get yourself into the members group and put your ideas in there. Well, let's get now. We got Wayne said, I hope they've put some money aside for Dan, so he's worth the money. He is worth the money. I thought he's absolutely outstanding yesterday, Wayne. Absolutely brilliant. And Wayne says, love Archibald. He and Crooks were damn good. They were damn good together. They really complemented one another. They really did. Look, Archibald was a very, very good player. He really was a good striker. Look, Crooks was good, but I think Archibald was better at the two of them. No disrespect to Garth Crooks, because he got that equaliser for us in the 81 Cup final. But Steve Archibald, for me, I think he was a bit better, in my opinion, anyway. And he says, too many to pick from. I'd probably pick 3 or 4 teams. Yeah, you can do it if you want to. Put them in one. Let me know what you pick. Let me know which players you pick from each teams, which players you would pick. So let me know. Let's go back into this. Yes, of course it's an obligation to buy. It's 21 million, Wayne. That's how much we have to pay for him. 21 million. Please buy him. I want that man through the door. Of course, the possessions yesterday, we dominated possessions. Ipswich had more shots than us, but we had more shots on target. Touches wise, well, we passed them off the pitch, didn't we, really? More passes as well, 533 to 355 for Ipswich. We made less tackles than Ipswich. We had more clearances than Ipswich, and Ipswich won the yellow cards 2-1. Now, I've really fucked this up. I've just realised now. this was all about thing, and I forgot to change the background to black, or change the writing to white. So what I'll do is, I've really realised now, this is me doing it tired, so I do apologise. I will get it right for tomorrow night's show. I promise. Right, here's the team. This you can read, and this is actually gone. These are my player ratings as well. So let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know in the chat. Let me know down below as well in the comment section. I've given Vicario a 7. I thought yesterday Vicario was very. I know, Colin. I know. Oh no. Oh no. Colin, who puts right running at you, man? No, no. Tequila goes, leaves the channel for one day, and the channel goes to shit. Tequila, we need you back. Right, let's hope and get this bit right. I've gone for Vicario for 7. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. Absolutely. I thought he's fantastic. I thought again he dominated his area. Didn't have a lot to do. Wasn't at fault for the goal. No chance of saving it. It was a good goal as well by Hutchinson. But for me, I thought he done brilliant yesterday. He gets a 7. Jed Spence, for me, I thought he has been unreal. He's been unplayable. He really has, and he's really shown why we bought him, and he's shown his potential as well. He took his goal very well. A good little link-up play with Madison as well. Absolutely fantastic. He gets an 8 for me. Archie Gray and Danso, what a combination. There's a nice little partnership growing there. They both got 8.5 for me. I thought they were absolutely exceptional. Look, I thought Archie Gray had a bit of a dodgy start, to be fair, but he grew into the game. But for me, Danso was brilliant. He was absolutely a leader of men out there. He led that defence. He commanded that defence. And maybe, is there a future captain there in them? Have we got a future captain in Danso? I wonder if we do. I think he's got that sort of attitude of people following him. I really do, and I think he could be the next captain. So that's something probably to put in the melting pot. Your doggy as well, first game back, I thought he done very well for the time he was on the pitch. Very comfortable. It was nice. We had a nice back five was united yesterday, was all together. And it was like the communication was there. Everyone knew what they were doing. Look, the first sort of 5, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, it wasn't great. Ipswich could have been 2 or 3-0 up, by the way, but they didn't. But as the game grew on, I thought they all gelled together and they played absolutely brilliant. So for me, I think that's a fair rating for the back five. Let me know if you agree or disagree. But for me, I thought Archie Gray and Danso have a lovely partnership growing. And I think they're a really good player. Archie Gray, for me, deserves big special praise as well for another player who was not supposed to play a lot this season. That is not even his position, and he's made it his own. So for me, yeah, and Danso as well has come in. So for me, 2 great performances, but that backfired in general, I thought has been absolutely brilliant yesterday. Now, the midfield 3 of Bergville, Bentancur and KULU. Well, what hasn't been said about Bergville? That already hasn't been said. He's been absolutely brilliant yesterday. He commanded that midfield. He ran that midfield. He was the leader in there. Where Bentancur for me, is more like the calmness and the steady man that steadies the ship. Bergville for me was in there. He was doing these tricks. He was doing these little party tricks. He was showing his skills off. Absolutely brilliant. And for me, a 9 for me. He was exceptional. I don't know why Johnson got a 9, because Johnson all he did was score 2 goals. But for me, Bergville did a lot more work off the ball. Bentancur, 7.5 for me, very steady in that midfield. Done very well, in my opinion. Done extremely well. Just, did his job, was very steady, very calming. He was a calming influence in that, sitting in front of the back 4. Doing a very good job protecting that back forward. Then you got KULU, who did get his goal, and KULU's goal was exceptional, by the way. Lovely little flick on by Dane Scarlett, who put him on his way. He absolutely skinned his marker, cut in, and a beautiful curling shot into the corner of the net, left corner of the net. Absolute fantastic goal. So he gets an 8 for me. Now for the front three, Brennan Johnson, his first start, I think. He came on as a substitute against Manchester United, got his first start yesterday. First start back, bang, twice. Johnson at the double, and that is his 14th goal of the season, I think. For me, Sonny, again, exceptional 8. He really was back to his best in that first half, first hour. I think he tired as the game went on, to be fair. And he was being slightly marked out of the game, but he really worked hard yesterday, Sonny. So he gets an 8 for me. And for me, Mateus Tail up front, again, a lot of work for no really reward really up front. It doesn't give you what Solanke does, let's be fair. But he is trying. He scored that great goal against Aston Villa. I think he needs a goal in the Premier League to get him going. But there is a player there. There is a talent there, and I think we should be very excited with the young people there, squad there. If you look at that squad, you take out Bentancur and you take out Sonny, you have a very exciting young squad there, young team there. And you probably put Mikey Moore where Sonny is, and you probably put Papa Sarr in where Bentancur is. I think you got an extremely exciting young team there. Mickey van der Ven probably, or put Archie Gray in that midfield and put Van der Ven in instead of Archie Gray, then I think you've got an extremely exciting team. Really is an exciting team, a very exciting team. So look, the future's very bright at Tottenham at the moment. There's a lot of doom and gloom going around, and the owners and the manager, but if you look at the squad we're building, I think we should be very excited on the future that's coming at Spurs. I think we could end up being once this team gets going, I think trophies will come. These were the subs for me. I give them ratings as well. I give 7 to Manderson. I thought he did well when he came on. Was in the sit for Spence goal. Porro came on, did as well. Dean Scarlett got an assist for Kulu's goal as well. And then he got Odegaard. He really got a few minutes in. That is all he got. But it was great to see him back getting minutes in his legs. We're going to talk about this in a minute, guys. These are our next 5 games coming up, but I want to get back into the chat, see what people are saying. Wayne's just laughing at my cock up and putting white writing on a yellow background. He's rolling around on the floor. He can't stop laughing, and he's just finding this all bloody hilariously funny. Yeah, I still find that funny, you melon. That's funny. Wayne Bonner says, good to see Spence finally playing the right. It was, and I thought he did well. Dodgy start, Wayne, but he come into it. And then when they put him on the left then, when Porro came on, I thought he did extremely well then. So, look, when have you ever, it was said to me today, and I agree with it, when was the last time we had a defender can play left and right? It's very rare, and it's very true. Collins given Sonny 15.5 out of 10. Wow, high praise there from the Mr. Column as well. High praise from you, sir. Wilton McDonald, good afternoon, Dermot. Good afternoon, Wilton. Hope you're doing. The legend, that is Wilton McDonald, the man who decided he didn't like his TV because Ian Walker fucked up and decided to chuck it out the window and buy another one for his missus gets home. I always want to ask you, Wayne, did you notice the TV was different, or did you get away with it? I'd just like to know, did you get away with it, though? Because I think every time you tell me that story, I think you're a legend for that. Absolute legend. You're on that mountain, THFC mountain of legend Spurs fans. You are a legend. And Colum says, to my question, if you take out Benty and Son, you have a team that will struggle as there isn't enough experience in it for the games that needs to set it. That is a very good point. So, look, would you keep Benny in there then and take out Sonny for Sonny then? Put Moore instead of Sonny, but keep Benny in that midfield. Look, I think we've got very exciting youngsters coming through. There's a lot of people saying they want to go for Delapt and Davis from the Ipswich side if they go down. Now, for Delapt, I probably would say yes, but not for Davis. I don't think Davis is good enough for me. But Delapto wouldn't say no to. But for me, look, I think like with Moore, we need a youngster on. I think we need a bit more speed on the wing now. I think Sonny is getting old. I think Sonny can now become probably a bit part player now. I just think he hasn't got his legs to do the full 90 minutes. I'm trying not to dish Sonny because Sonny's a legend, and Sonny's done a very good job over 10 years at Tottenham. But I think we've got to realize facts that as Sonny's getting older, and he may lose a bit of pace, and he may lose that little bit of the extra yard that he did have. And I think it's time for somebody else to come up and sort of take the mantle on. So you got an Obar, you got Moore, you got the young lad that's on loan at QPR as well, who got an assist there the other day as well, who's doing very well there by the reports. So I think Sonny should be used more sparingly. That's my opinion, but I don't know what everyone's. I don't know what you guys. Do you know what? I actually agree with that, Colin. That's why I think I agree with that 100%. I think it's a very good point. I think Sonny needs to go centre and rotate with Matt. I do. I think Sonny now has to change how he plays. I don't think Sonny is the winger he was. He hasn't got the pace anymore. He's lost a yard of space, and there's no. He shouldn't be sad to admit that. He just needs to evolve as a player, evolve how he plays the game. All great players do. You look at great players of the past, like Platini, and you look at Maradona at one point. You look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane, look, is a top striker, is a world-class striker. But I could see Harry Kane in his later years just dropping that little bit deeper and playing probably a number 10 role. He still scores his goals because his instinct is to score goals, but I think he's great at providing them as well. I think Sonny will do that as well. I think that would be the best for Sonny. And then you got a Luke, you got a Moore, you've got an Odegaard on the wing, you've got Brendan Johnson on the other wing. And I think we need to start looking to the future and start using Sonny a bit more sensibly now, and start even if it's to come on to sub with half an hour to go, he'll have that pace and that bit of skill to scare defenders. And I agree with you, Colin. I think he does need to go centre and rotate with Maddis. And can I say one thing? I also said yesterday, and I said it today, I thought James Maddison has really put 2 good performances in as well. He played a very good performance against Manchester United, and when he came on yesterday, I thought he was exceptional as well. He took up that mantle of playing in the cam role and just controlled it and just really set up then Spence for his goal. So I thought it was absolutely fantastic yesterday. But that point, I agree with you. Good on you. That is a very good point, Colin. A very, very good point. We've got Milton said, this is where I have an issue with the team. They have not always tight enough defensively. That's true. I would agree with that. We're not, but we are getting there. And that's why we can see the goals, a tight defense unit, and you see the confidence in the team. Do you know what, Wilton? You've seen it all. So I just bow down to your knowledge and your supreme Spurs, being a Spurs legend. People like you and Mr. Brady and Pete and Wayne as well, who have seen it all before me. I know me and Wayne are sort of, we're more the same age and remember the 80s and the 90s, but you remember the 60s and the team we had then in the 70s and the struggles we went through. And I think you're right. I think once we get Van de Ven back, I think that will make a lot of difference. Romero's back, it'd be great, but will Romero be here next season? The answer to that is yes or no. It's up in the air at the moment if he's going to be here. Personally, I think Romero will be here. I don't think Real Madrid will be making a bid for Romero this summer. I don't think they will. Maybe I could be wrong, but I think Tottenham's going to want top money for Romero, and I don't think Real Madrid are in the position to pay for it, by the way, as well. Just my opinion. I don't think they will. But once we do get it defensively, why can't we not go for 7th place in the league? I think we can get Conference League football. I really do. let's not stay too much to look to the future. Exactly. Look, I like Tell. I like his confidence. I like the way he plays. I like the way he sort of encourages his teammates. He's having a go at them, and I like that. I really do like that. But he's up there for a job, and his job's to score goals. He needs to get the goals, and once that starts coming, once the goals start flowing, you may see a different player. Really do. Big up the Wayne means I like Tell, good guy, hungry, still a kid. He'll come good. I'll take him punt in the summer and sign him. I would too. Big up to Chris as well. Big up Chris. He says, big up, mate. Hope you're well. Big up, Chris. Congratulations on your win today. It's nice to know that one of my predictions are going to come true and Liverpool are going to win the league. You're 11 points clear with 11 games to go. You can't balls it up now. But funnier things have happened. Ronaldo went from left, right to centre in this. Yeah, exactly. But is he playing in the toughest league in the world, Colin? Would you call the Saudi Arabian league a really tough league? I think you could put Donkey in that league and it would probably still play to his about 50. To be fair. But I get your point. I do get your point. I do get your point. But I just feel if he was still playing like in the Italian league or the Spanish league or the Premier League, I would think, fuck me, fair play to him. But but playing in the Saudi Pro League, fair play for still playing at 39. But I think he could, if he look, nothing away from Ronaldo. I'd still want this debate: who's better, him or Messi? I think Colin made a very good point about it the other day that Ronaldo's done it in very different leagues: the Italian league, the French league, the English Premier League, where Messi's only done it in the French league, where anyone wins anyway if you're PSG. I think, look, I don't like Ronaldo that much. Never have done. I've always been more of a Messi fan, but you got to tip your hat off to Ronaldo. He really is. And that player is probably world class, and still to be playing at his age. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. My wife was a gem goresser, so I replaced the TV with a better one, so it was all there. Oh, that's good. That is very, very good. I'm glad. As long as it ended well. That's all I want to know. As long as it ended well. Big up to Colin. Colin is saying Real Madrid have 2 months to spend. Oh, fuck yeah. Well, then he's going. Well done to Dermo for predicting Liverpool to win the league and start the season. Yeah, because there's no chance for Tottenham going to win it. Everybody else, we are going to do an end of season where we are with our predictions. So be interested to see where everyone did end up, actually. Who did get it right? Can I ask how the flippers TAA robbed the corner? Oh, God knows, Colin. God knows. And big up. Well, he says I think Son suffers from playing in the team. That's been performance has been up and down, and he will get back. He will get back. Yeah, he will get back. He played at United at 38. Oh yeah, he of course did. Yeah, and Saudi Pro League has a lot of exit. Yeah, but they don't really play full pelt there, do they, Colin? To be fair. Right, guys, these are our next 5 games. So in the put your predictions in the chat, please. How many we're going to win? How many we're going to lose? Now we've got 3 Premier League games, so give us your points for the Premier League games, and then give us your predictions, also, guys, for the 2 Europa League games. So let's start with Man City at home. Well, look, we're going to own Manchester. Let's go for 6 for 6 for Manchester. I'm going for a home win. I think we are going to turn over Man City. I think this defeat today will actually. I think today's defeat is gonna really just knock their confidence completely. I think they're going to turn up on Wednesday, absolutely shattered, shell shocked, and sort of no confidence really. So. No, I'm going for a home win against Man City. So I'm going for a win. There's 3. Brighton, Bournemouth at home. Looks a home win. So I'm going for a win there. And I'm going for a point away at Fulham. So I've got 7 points. So I've got 7 points there. Now we're going to go through Europe anyway, so we're going to get a good result away and then win at home. So I've gone for 7 and to go through in Europe. What have you, Boris? What's Columns? They're having a bit of an argument here in the chat. Well, not a bit of an argument. It's all about Ronaldo. It's quite funny watching it, actually. Chris is the only one who's actually been listening and actually done what that's the chat to do. Big up, Chris. 5 points in the Premier League. Oh, that's interesting. Where's your 5 points coming from? Oh, okay, you think we'll draw against Fulham and Bournemouth? That's interesting. He's gone for a Man City win, and we'll go through in Europe. Do you know what? That's interesting. Bournemouth. Look, Bournemouth are not doing too bad at the moment. I just think home will beat them at home. I think the trickier one will be the Fulham game away. But I think we'll get a point there. But I think we'll win our next 2 home games and get a point away. Column's actually gone for really. He's really shown his loyalty to this channel, and to me, he's a Spurs fan, and really, he's really been so helpful and so just. He's got our backs. He really does. He's gone for 1 point to Pep and crashing out of Europe. Is that you're talking about Man United? Ah, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about Man United. That's all right. I thought you were talking about Tottenham there for a minute. No, he's talking about Man United. They're going to get 1 point in the Premier League and crash out of Europe. that's what I thought. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, that sounds like United, all right. To be fair, now I'm talking about Tottenham, Colin. Tottenham, the best team in the world. The team that you sort of support. Oh, dear. Oh, Lord, I love this chat. Big up to Morris. In his mind, he's thinking United are going to be in the champion. I want to ask you a question, that Wilton. Wilton's, look, I love asking questions when these older fans are in. Especially, do you see United getting, do you feel United have to be relegated? It's just a question out there, Wilton, to you. Do you feel United have to be relegated for them to get back to any way they were? And was it the same in the 70s when they went down? Did it do them? Was it better for them to get relegated? Because I know Colum's saying to me that United need Europe just to survive. How much is this similar to what it was when United went down in 74? I would love to know, because I would love to ask Philip that, because Philip was around then as well. I would just, it's questions. I love digging into these older fans' thoughts and processes, because they've seen it all. Colin says, I'll give you 4 points. So where's your points coming from then, Colin? Where's your 4 points coming from? Scrape through to the next round, Grant. So where's your 4 points in the league coming from? Where we're losing? We were better in 74. Well, you went fucking down in 74, you donut. So where we're getting the 4 points from, Colin, let me know. Boris, put your predictions in as well. Let me know where you think we're going to win or lose. Now, why I think Spurs are still going to get you. Oh, you beat City, lose to Bournemouth, and a draw at Fulham. Do you know what's not a bad shout, Colin? Bournemouth one is the worrying one for me. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's not bad. We will beat City. We'll get 6 out of 6. We're going to own Manchester. Manchester's now going to be an extension of North 17. Now, Europe and the race for Europe. Now, where do you think Spurs? Look, I know Colum's going to put some. I'm waiting for Colum's funny comments in. As you can see, Man United are not even in the top 12. Sorry, Colum. I do apologise. This is sort of rubbing it in a little bit that we're still in a fight for Europe. I know. Sorry, I apologise. I don't want to upset you on your bus home. But there's Man City on 44 points. There's Tottenham on 12 and 33 points. So you're looking at 11 points between us and Man City. We're 10 points off Chelsea in 7th, and we're 9 points off Villa in 8th. So there's a question. Can Tottenham Hotspur get at least Conference League football next season? If we went on a run that we did at the start of last season, would that be good enough for European football next season? I would love to know what you guys think. Because I have a sneaky feeling we can. I knew it. I knew we'd come in with something. He said, Spurs don't have the money to buy Manchester. And no, you can't. There are 11 better teams than you. Thanks, Colin. I think we can. I think Chelsea losing to Villa yesterday they're on a bit of a bad run. If we beat Bournemouth, then we gain points on Bournemouth. I just think if we beat Fulham, then we gain points on Fulham. If we beat Man City, then that's 36 points. It depends on the rest of the weekend as well. I'd have to probably tomorrow go through the week's fixtures for the next cut on Tuesday and Wednesday. What we can do, but as long as we can win our games, and you look, we're not bad. 3 wins in a row out of our last 5, which is not bad. If you look at the rest of the teams, apart from Aston Villa, only 1 defeat in their last 5, but 3 draws and a win. You've got Chelsea, only 2 wins out of the last 5. You've got Bournemouth, 3 wins out of the last 5. You've got Newcastle, only 2 wins out of the last 5. Brighton on a good run at the moment as well, 3 wins out of the last 5. You've got Fulham as well, Brentford and us. We're all sort of on the sort of 3 wins out of the last 5. But the team like Chelsea are dropping points now. Who has? Fulham dropped points. Villa and Brighton both won. Brentford and us won over the weekend. You've got Bournemouth and Chelsea dropping points. Do you know, funny things have happened. And especially, look, if say Newcastle win an FA Cup, then that means that spot where whatever you win for the FA Cups goes down the league. If Man City win the FA Cup and they finish in Champions League, then that place then goes down the league. So it's very important we finish as high as we can. I think it's very, very important we finish high as we can. But do you know what I mean? I think from our point of view, I think we'll finish 7th. I really do. I think we can. We can finish 8th or 7th. And I think for where we were in the league and the run we went on, if we can finish there, I think that's a good end to the season. I really do. But I'm sure everyone in the chat will disagree with me, call me delusional, and say Dermot talking a load of shite. And you know, Tottenham not going to get any European football, and just shut up and move on. Right. Okay, let's go on. We've got Boris. We'll start the bottom, work our way up, and then we will end it there. Champions League spot. We're not going for the Champions League. There's no hell's chance we're going to win that unless we win the Europa League. I think that's what we will do. Big up, Boris. Honestly, a lot of teams have dropped off for us to even get a chance of getting Europe. Whether well, a lot of them have done. It'll be even harder now since City are out. So getting that 5th. Look, I think we're still 7th, 8th or 7th personally myself, but that's my opinion. I think we will get to probably 8th play. I think 8th is going to be our limit, but we need Brentford, Fulham to go on a bit of a win this run. We need other teams to start taking points off each other, and us just keep winning. That's what we need to do. We got Arsenal in the race too for you. Yeah, well, don't really talk about them much, Chris. Arsenal just in the race for themselves, really. Just take the league and just be grateful you got that. I'll take the 2 we have won the last 2 seasons. Don't blame you. Let's see now. Might be the championship trophy, but still a trophy. That's true. We've got Boris saying, Colin, if you go down, at least next season, you can 100% get a trophy next season. Yeah, that's so true. Because they're better than the Spurs. Very funny. We've got Will in there. Big up Will. Says, I don't see relegation helping because the problem like Tottenham is within the club hierarchy. The Premier without United would be a disaster for the league. I agree with you. I think it would be, and I don't think the Premier League or the FA will let United go into administration or go into some sort of redundancy or go in some sort of that they would have to close the doors. But I do feel, I'm not trying to speak on behalf of Colin here or him being a United fan. I'm just saying how I'm seeing it and how I see that the problem both clubs have, we've got owners we don't like, but they're running the clubs two completely different ways. We want our owners out because our owners want back managers and won't put the money in to buy the best players to win trophies, where the United owners are just absolutely milking the club for everything they get. They won't rebuild the stadium. They're firing everybody left, right, and centre, and it's to the point where the club is financially ruined. I mean, Colin sent me last night, I think they're £1 million in debt. £1 billion pounds in debt. And we were talking about it yesterday when Spurs nearly went bankrupt, and we were 8 million in debt. In them times, that was a lot of money. But I do feel that the way both clubs have been run have been very differently run, but there's still the thing there's something still at the core of it that they're hurting the clubs we love. That Levy and co. And this is another thing as well that gets me, and I said it yesterday, and I think I'll rephrase it again today. Where Daniel Levy deserves the hate he gets, I think Joe Lewis gets away with it for years. He's been getting away with it for years. Joe Lewis is the billionaire. He's the man with the money. He was the man that should be giving the money to Daniel Levy to give to the manager. He hasn't given him anything. Everything that we've earned at the club is, look, rightly or wrongly, due to what Daniel Levy's done. Now, the money that we're getting from the concerts, from the coach cap, from the NFL, should be put back into the team, should be back into buying decent players. Yes, I agree. But I feel all this, we want Levy out. I think it should be we want Enoch out, because it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of the same structure. It's all part of the same ownership skill. I do feel that Joe Lewis has got away with it. I know his shares now within looked after by two lawyers within the family trust in the Bahamas. And I just feel it needs to change. And you look at then the Manchester United, what's happening up there. They've got a stadium that's falling apart. They've got owners that don't give a shit. And the man that's come in, that comes in and gets duped, I think, into buying partly of Manchester United and makes it 20 times worse. They're sacking everyone. They're a club in dire straits. How can the Premier League and what it stands for and what football stands for, how can a league that's supposed to be the richest league in the world lets one of its biggest clubs in the world go to the point where they're close to going into administration? That they need European football to survive. If they don't get European football, we could be having the first Premier League club go into administration. That would send shockwaves through the footballing world. Why? Because a bunch of owners have come in and ruined, and it's the same with Levy as well. And Joe Lewis. They've bought a club where their idea is just to make money. That's it. Let's make as much money as we can. And I feel sorry for the fans at Man United. I feel sorry for the fans, of course, at our club. I also feel sorry for the fans at Man United, because football in general, in my view, has let this happen. And this is football getting bigger and bigger. And this is the financial side of football, and the financial side of the game that has not been checked. It's been left unchecked. And money has grown the game. Money has grown to the game to the point where the game is now probably unmanageable. And I feel watching United, look, we're lucky at Tottenham because we are financially secured. We do have a lovely stadium. We've got a great training ground, and we're financially secured. Maybe we're not as ambitious as we should be on the pitch, but off the pitch we are very secure. But we want it on the pitch. That's why we want our owners out. And you look up to Old Trafford, and you look up to Manchester United, and you look at the state the stadium is in. There's rain coming through through the roof. The stadium's falling apart. They keep buying players like there's no tomorrow. I think they are money out for transfers as well. They're financially ruined as an entity. And I'm really angry that football in itself has let this happen. Football's greed has let it get the better of itself. And I'm not just talking about the Premier League. I'm talking about La Liga. I'm talking about Serie A. I'm talking about UEFA. I'm talking about FIFA. And you look at all this money that comes into the game, all the TV rights. Could be into the billions, I think, in the next TV rights deal, where everything goes behind the paywall. There's very few games that are live on free-to-air TV now, apart from the FA Cup, which is now starting to go behind the paywall as well. And I do feel the likes of FIFA, the likes of UEFA, the likes of the Premier League, the likes of big clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, Juventus, all these big state-owned ownerships, that state-owned people that own these clubs, like Manchester City, Newcastle. I think this is now the begin. This has ruined the game. This hasn't left it a level playing field, and this is why I feel the rules in the Premier League need changing. They need looking at. And look, I want to do a bit on this tomorrow night. It's going to be my main sort of talking point tomorrow night, guys. So do join me for that at 8. On the state of the game, on the state of the Premier League. Where do we go from here? And if the question I want to ask is, and I want to leave you with this, if the Premier League did or football in itself went bust because the bubble got too big, would the clubs like Tottenham and certain other clubs that are financially secured, would they be the last ones laughing? Because would the likes of Man City's owners pull out the Man City? Would the Newcastle pull out of Newcastle? Would a lot of these state-owned clubs, would they all pull out the clubs they've bought? How would their clubs be after they've pulled out? Would they be that securely? Would they be so securely on a sound footing? Where I think Tottenham are. So, as much as we want Daniel Levy out, and as much as we want our club to be successful again, of course it is. That's all we want. In the long run, have in years, in generations that go by, will the Levy era be looked back on differently than it is being looked back on now? And that's a question that does the next generation or the generation after that look back on this part of Tottenham's history and they think, do you know what? They may have not won anything, but if football itself goes belly up or doesn't, or there's a crash that affects football, say there's a financial recession and football gets affected within this financial recession, would the likes of Tottenham and that, when they look back on it, stand up as a beacon of how to run a football club? Now, I'm not saying Levy's got it all right. He hasn't. He hasn't got it right at all. I think he's got many things wrong. I think sacking managers after 18 months is wrong. I think not backing Poch, not backing Ange. He hasn't backed Ange in the last 2 transfer windows, and that is for sure. But you look at the likes of the Glazers and Ineos at Manchester United. You look at other clubs as well that have come before, and they've thrown caution to the wind, and they've gone into massive sort of debt. Is that what people want from their football clubs? And I don't think so. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. It's something that's very close to my heart, to be fair. I don't like seeing the pain column goes through as a Man United fan. It really hurts me because, you know, like it or lump it, Man United are probably one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they have been since I grew up. But are they on the verge? Are Man United on the verge of becoming the first club to go into administration? And what shockwaves would that send through the Premier League? I don't know what you guys think. Let me know. I'll go through the last few comments and then we'll call it a shift. I'm having the best weekend for a long time. The lot down the road losing. We're slapping 4 past Ipswich. Yeah, it's been a great weekend. As it will. It's been absolutely buzzing. I'm jumping around like a Roger Rabbit. That's good to hear, mate. It really is. We're all happy. Big up. I know Neil doesn't like the old Levy talk and me talking about money and football. I know that, but look, I think it has to be talked about, Neil. It has to be mentioned. This may be just the Tottenham channel, but it's a football channel as well. And I do have thoughts. I have my own thoughts, and I have my own ideas on the game on what I want to see the game. And I know you don't like talking about that. Yeah, that's your option. I can't make you stay and listen to it, but I think instead of saying later, maybe just put your thoughts into it, what you want to see the game to be, because I think the game is for all of us. It's not just for me or you, it's for all of us. And I'm going to be a lot on our other channel of the Irish League of Ireland, and our league over here has grown very much so. It's grown over here, and we're looking to get somebody to come on to the other channel. Mr. Brady knows an ex-owner of St. Pat's, and he's going to be coming on talking about Irish League football, soccer over here, and the growth of the League of Ireland and where it needs to go. Because we've had our own problems over here with our own association and that, which I will be doing the show on that on our other channel, and also on Big Up as well. Once we get that going up and going again. I will be covering a lot of other sports, football talk over there, a lot about the Irish League. We are going to do from every Friday, we're doing a Irish League watch along as well, guys. So do join me for that. Do go over at the moment to THFC TID sports channel. And then once we get the Big Up channel up and running again, do join us because all the games will be going on to Big Up. Also on Big Up as well, we'll be doing some tactical Tottenham pre-match stuff as well, which I'm really excited to do. We're going to do some tactical stuff and show some game footage as well. We've got a bit more leniency on Big Up than we do on YouTube. But look, Neil, I get it. You're driving. That's fair enough. But I'd love to get your thoughts on it, especially from the American point of view and American soccer. Where does it differ? Where can the Premier League look anything from the MLS? Can it learn anything? Can the Premier League learn anything from other leagues? And is the Premier League getting too big for its boots? This is sort of the conversation I want to get into with you guys. I really do want to get into it. I want to get into the nuts and bolts of it, because we keep dancing around this conversation about the Premier League, about the way the money is running the game, about the way that clubs are being run, and why only 5 or 6 clubs can win something every year. It doesn't make it good competition for the rest of the Premier League. And if you look at the last sort of 5 or 6 years of FA Cups or League Cups, you guarantee it's going to be either Manchester United, Liverpool, or Man City have won the 2 domestic trophies. Man City have won the league the last 4 years in a row. Arsenal probably been the only other team to come out of that top probably 7 to actually push them to not winning the league, and they've sort of fell at the final hurdle. And what does that mean for them? Do they have to sack their manager? So I think there's a lot of unknowns happening at the end of the season. A lot of teams have a lot of questions to ask themselves. Where do we go from here? And I think the biggest ones are Man United. I think the biggest one is Pep as well at Man City. I think the other one as well is Arteta at Arsenal. I think us at Spurs have to ask the question: does Ange stay in the job? Do we keep him for another season? Do we buy him out? Do we get another manager in? And also another question I will be asking tomorrow night is: does the Premier League need to reinvent itself? Does the Premier League need to start taking control of who can buy our football clubs? So let me know what you guys think in the comments and in the section below. Big up to Neil, and thank you for that last night, Neil. I did pass that on to Tequila. Anyway, so I haven't heard, but I did pass on your details, so he probably will be in touch with you soon, sir. I feel for Spurs United have been ruined in two different ways. This is a good point, Boris. Spurs in the way of success in business without trophies, but United is the opposite, one stuff, but going into billions of debt. Exactly. Absolutely, exactly. Big up to Riley Tyler. Great channel as well. Back to business for Spurs. That's 3 wins on the spin. It certainly is, and I'm happy as bunny as can be. Big up to Wilton when JL took over. That's Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy took over ownership. I was ecstatic because I expected the club to go where Chelsea and Man City were today. We're better off for Sugar, who he would, yeah. And I keep saying that Sugar gets his hatred right of being an owner of our club, and I don't think I don't think Sugar gets the gratitude he deserves. To be fair, he saved our football club. And I know a lot of younger fans don't want to know about our history. All they know is the Levy is. They don't know what happened before. And for any of these younger fans, what happened before was, oh, that didn't happen in my lifetime. I don't care about that. And you've got to care about it. You learn about your team from the past. And to go through where this great club of ours nearly went out of business June 1991. For about a week, I think, wasn't it, Wilton? We went to bed or woke up, do we have a football club in the morning? And I'm lucky the likes of Boris or younger fans in the chat didn't have to go through that. And this is why I'm so slightly balanced on Levy, because I've seen worse than this. Yeah, winning a trophy, yeah, a trophy is great to win. But seeing your club nearly go out of business, that's a whole different game. That's a whole different playing field. That's a whole different mindset. And to see that happening and to see where we nearly went out of business, where we nearly went out of existence, where we nearly had to start non-league again to get up back to where we were. Imagine having to sell your best players just to keep the debt from the door. We had to sell Chris Waddle. We had to sell Paul Gascoigne. If Paul Gascoigne hadn't twisted his knee in that FA Cup final, that nearly did us. Because him twisting, we were offered 8 million or 7 million for Paul Gascoigne from Lazio. And that was enough to keep the debt from our door. With his injury, we nearly went into business. And where were the FA helping us then? They were fucking nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Didn't give a shit about. Oh, don't care about Tottenham Hotspur. They can go out of business if they want. And why I've said that is there's a point Columns put in, and this is the bit that's got me. I think United have been fortunate not to go bankrupt with the Glazers taking money out of the club. Man United survived because of the club's wealth. Yeah. Well, Column says United will never go into administration. The FA won't let it happen. Well, where was the FA back in 1991 when we were nearly going to the wall? That's what I want to know. Were the FA quite happy to let Tottenham Hotspur go out of existence? But no, we can't let Man United go out of existence. When we were in financial problems, back against the wall, up against it, where were the FA? Where was the Football Association back then? Didn't want to know. Didn't want to know. Let's charge them 3 years later with not banning them from the FA Cup and 6 points. 9 points deducted and I think it was £1 million fine. Where was the FA then? So I think, the FA at that time has an awful lot to answer for as well. Yes, Ivan Scarlett was at fault for wrecking our club. Yes, the FA, yes, Ivan Scarlett was to blame for putting us into financial meltdown and our club nearly going out of existence. But where was the FA back then? Where is the FA to save us? Nowhere. But they won't let Man United go into administration. And that's no disrespect to your club, Colin, or you. But the point I'm making is they won't let Man United go into administration because Man United is the Football League. It's the Premier League. They're one of the darlings of the league. If this was any other Premier League club lower than the top 6, they wouldn't give a shit about them. They wouldn't give a shit about, say, an Everton going into administration, or say a Leicester, or say a West Ham, or somebody like that. They wouldn't give a shit. But if it was Man United or Liverpool or Man City, they would give a shit. They were straight in there to help them. And this is the point. Maybe the FA's changed, yes. And we know people that work within the FA, Column. You and me both do. We're both friends with somebody that works within the FA. Yes, it's changed. Yes, the Premier League has probably changed that. But the FA back then was a very corrupt, a very very different FA to what it is now. And that's no disrespect to anyone who worked in the FA at the time, but I think it's very hypocritical of the FA, you know, saying we'll never let Man United go into administration. But it should be the same. The Premier League and the FA should be the same, from the top team in the Premier League to the bottom team in the Premier League. Once they're in the Premier League, it's their responsibility to help these teams out. But they've let Everton nearly go into administration. They've let Everton nearly slide. They've let other teams slide. It seems to be the big clubs are getting bigger and the smaller clubs within the Premier League are getting smaller. And the distribution of the wealth and the money within the Premier League is wrong. And all this state ownership is wrong as well. This state ownership, all it's caused is just a divide within the Premier League. It's called the richest clubs just to win all the trophies, and the rest of us to pick up the scraps. If one of them big teams don't reach a quarter-final or a semi-final, it means some other team's got a chance. I'm hoping Newcastle beats Liverpool in the League Cup final. I rarely do. I want to see somebody else other than Liverpool, Man City, or Man United. I want us to win a trophy. Well, what chance do we have when we're going against state-owned teams? We don't have a hope in fucking hell, because we don't have the money, or our owner won't spend the money to buy the players, because every other team in the Premier League can spend as much as they want because they've got trillions and trillions behind them. And this is where I feel the Premier League and football's wrong. Yes, D. Yes, I've done something right. No, Dermot, I say goodbye. I was driving. Big up, Neil Shafton. You're a legend, sir. Yes, D and L have set the club on a financial footing by the end of it to we must compete. Exactly, Wilton. Exactly. The FA are going to be like Spanish FA, how they can treat Barcelona for United, moving the goalposts for them constantly to help them go into not the exactly. Because we're a bigger club. Yeah, very funny. Yeah, you're right. Well, look, I take what you're getting so seriously, that United are a bigger club. They are. They've got the history behind them. Well, so have we. We're just as big a club as you, history-wise. I mean, your history may be the Fergie years, maybe the most dominant time of your history, but we were, our history domination was the 60s and 50s, 60s and 70s and 80s, where you weren't winning a lot, we were dominating. So I get what you're meaning. I do get how it's saying, but he says the FA's changed, and the FA has changed a lot since the 90s. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that, but I just feel the need to do more for the rest of the teams in the Premier League. They need to give, this is a good point actually, they need to give each team a cap, put its current players into a draft pool and reform the whole league. The only way they fix this is a cap system where you can't spend more than do you know what? I think that's every team gets the same amount of money to spend. And that's it. You can only spend that amount of money. I think that's a very good point, Neil. I think that's a very good idea. I like that. This crazy Lewis Skilly shitty Arsenal left back, who Arsenal fans say is better than Jen Spence, has the same amount of direct red cards given to him as Romero he had during Romero's entire time at Spurs. I know. both had 2 direct red cards. It's insane. I know. Money is why United were not going to admin, but then football was not an industry as it now. That's very true. No, look, I probably wrong in what I said, Colin, but I think you might be right. But I'm just, back then as a young fan, you don't see. If I knew then what I knew now, and the amount of knowledge I get from you, you're probably right. But anyway, I'm going to 100% disagree with you, Dermot. That's fine. The FA haven't let any team go on that they have forced owners that have taken clubs into administration to sell the club. They don't sit there and do nothing. Then my question to you is, Colin, should they have done something before the clubs went into administration? Is there something that should be done before they go into that point of administration that they could say, well, look, I think you need to sell the club and do it, but do it before? Look, I'm not saying, look, you've been in the game. I'm not. I'm only a fan. I'm only a short, fat Irishman talking shite on a YouTube channel to people from Ireland, from a sitting room on a computer talking football. But you've been within the football industry. You know how it works. You have more knowledge on the subject than I do. I'm not just giving my opinion of what I see and how I feel. But I do agree with you. I think there's been a few incidents where, like the Everton, where they were forced to sell Everton. But is that more of a Premier League thing to do than an FA? And if it is, then should the FA get involved sooner than before the team goes into administration? If there's any idea of a team that is financially struggling, should the FA get involved sooner? That would be my question back to you. Yes, the FA has changed since the 90s. Yes, the FA do help. I do agree with that, and you're probably right on that. But should the FA get in sooner than waiting for team going to administration? That's the question I would ask. But I look, if I've upset anyone or said anything I shouldn't have done, that I'm sorry. But that was just my view and how I saw it. Big up to Wilton. Column is right. He is right. But I just want to know, should the FA do more? That's my point. Pep Guardiola could be asked to leave, not sacked, asked to leave by the Mons. Ooh, where have you heard that? Is Pep going to leave Man City? Just asking the question, actually. Let's see. We've got a new member. I'm big up to Mary. Hello, Mary. Mary's become a new YouTube member. Big up, Mary. Hope you're doing well. I'm Mary. I love that picture of you and the little Jack Ross and Mary. Big up, Mary, the behind Queen Anna. She's the queen. She's the queen mother of this channel. Anna's the queen, and Mary's the queen mother of this channel. So let me know. How are you, Mary? Are you happy with the 3 wins in the Spurs? We've had 3 wins. I hope you are. It's great seeing Mary. Absolutely love you coming in. Big up, and thank you so much for the support as well. Really appreciate it from myself, from Colin and Tequila as well, and Boris as well. We really appreciate your support. Thank you so much, Mary. What did you get, by the way? Let's check. What membership are you? We need to know what membership you are, Mary. Let's check. I should play some individual music in. Then when you're waiting on the phone for someone to pick up the phone, you play they play some crappy music. Become a bronze membership. Big up, Mary. Thank you so much. You are an absolute diamond. I'm waiting for a response. Right. Okay. My source is going to find out. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, I'm actually asking the question why we're live in here. See, can we break it? Actually, that'd be interesting. So big up to Mary as well. Where was I? We've got Peb here. Yeah, the MLS do sort of things where they see easily abused. Look at the Inter Miami; they found ways around the draft. Yeah, they did, but I feel. I love the MLS. I think it's a great league to watch. Actually, I think it's a good league. I think it's better than Saudi Pro League, to be fair. But I like the idea of a draft system because I think there has to be more. I don't feel the Premier League is. Look, the Premier League, always the top 6 are going to be within the Championship, or the top 4, or the top 3. Tottenham are never going to be competing for the Championship unless them teams have a season off. Yeah, I do like the idea of a cap. We have a cap in Formula One where teams can't spend a certain amount, and all the teams are locked in at that same level. I think it's 135 million they can spend, and it's really made it a bit more competitive Formula One racing. I've really enjoyed it. But I think football needs a cap in salaries at least, because I think transfer windows are going through the roof stupidly. And I just feel some clubs are spending more than what they can earn. Some clubs are spending bigger than what they can earn. Some clubs are spending well beyond their means. So if it comes to that, then I think something has to be done, because you can't let clubs keep spend, because at some time or some time along the road, the team is gonna go belly up, or the league will go belly up. You look at the Italian league. When I was a young kid, the Italian league was the best league in Europe, Serie A, when I was growing up. Now the Serie A is probably a busted league. La Liga is another busted league. Where only 2 or 3 teams win the league every season. France, PSG, the only team that win the league every season. And they're having financial woes at the moment because of the TV rights deals. So the only game in town is the Premier League. The Saudi Pro League is probably the next after that, and probably the MLS is after that. But the Premier League has got a problem. It keeps growing and growing and growing, and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more money you put into it, the more hot air you put into it, like anything, like into an economy. If one part of that economy is growing and growing and growing, and suddenly that economy goes bang, you get a recession. And how much more air can you put into a football in England where it grows and grows and grows? The bubble's going to go bust sometimes. It's got to go. There's got to be some sort of where the hair has got to be let out of the system, because if you don't, it's just going to go bang. So I think football has to really look at its finances, has to really look how the game is run, has to look how clubs are run, has to look at the way that the clubs are bought, and to make it a bit more competitive, to make a bit more for level playing field, because at the moment it's not a playing level field. It really isn't. Neil says, you mentioned Man United, Tottenham in the world and reckon that it's Man. It is. You are right, Neil, on that. It is Man United. They are the biggest club in the world. So I would agree 100%. I mean, you go around the world, Man United are whole worldly recognizable. Yes, they should. Yes, they should, but they're not allowed to do that. I get it, but I think, yeah, I do get it. Boris, not the MLS, but the NHL. They can't mess with the getting around the cap. They are penalised teams that do that. The same thing in Formula One. If Formula One spends more than what the cap is, to get a 10% reduction in air tunnel time. And that means a lot of Formula One, because then they can't design the front wings or something, and then they lose sort of you lose 5 or 10% of air tunnel time. Your car's not going to be okay, I'm just going to ask now, I know you said it was coming out in Chile, Middle East. My source has said there's nothing coming out of Man City at the moment. That's what I have been told. We've all seen the reports. Of course, the reports are Middle Eastern. Of course, Man City are a Middle Eastern team owned by a Middle Eastern country. Look, there's nothing coming out of Man City. There's nothing coming out of Man City at the moment. Now, I've got the same sort of. I've got the article up. It is a Middle Eastern reported tier 4. It might happen. I think, as my source said, it's a complete shot in the dark from them because there's nothing coming out of City at the moment. Look, it's very interesting to find on this. What I will do, if anything happens between now and tomorrow, I will bring it to you live straight away if Pep goes. I'd be very shocked if he goes now. I think I'd be very shocked if he's asked to leave. To be honest, me personally, I think it'd be wrong because I think he's brought them so much success. Either he's asked to leave or he thinks he has to leave. I think that's the only reason he would leave Manchester City. I don't think City would sack him. Who would they bring in? Who would they bring? They're still in the FA Cup. But does the Champions League and the league mean more to them than an FA Cup? Well, look, I'll let you guys know. They have let their club owners run the club and not a league. They're not allowed to get involved into it. So it's a legal thing. All right. I didn't realize it was a legal thing, Colin. See, that's the point I was saying. I'm a short ass from Ireland talking shite. You're the man with all the football knowledge, so you know your stuff. I just talk it. You know it. I sort of talk it. I'm good at that. I'm good at talking shite. So big up you, Colin. Yeah, I've got the same things coming out of Middle Eastern news just right now. But as far as I know, it says Middle East. I'm going to actually put this in, and on the bottom of in the chat for you guys. This is what I've just got off my source. So there you go. So it's in there for you now. Where we got now? Bronze, big up Mary as well. Great team. Neil Shafton, yeah, it would be interesting to see, but you have to remember it will be allowed in the majority of clubs. I doubt it would be a majority of clubs wanting it, probably from 11th through 18th. Probably right, Boris, there, to be there. After watching tonight's live game on Sky, I can't wait till Wednesday to watch Man City pass the ball 10,000 times. Neither can I, David. Neither can I. Maybe with the new manager, David. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? You're a man of knowledge. I was gifted the membership, enjoyed it so much. I rejoined. Yes, I'm really happy. I'll big up Mary. Thank you so much. It means a hell of a lot to me and the guys here. You really are. You are the queen mother of this channel. You really are. And I hope you take that as a compliment because it is. I find Man City so boring to watch. The passes. I know, Chum. I fell asleep to a Man City game once. Woke up, they were losing. Yeah. In the NFL, the pay cap is a bit of a joke because there's so many ways franchises can work their way around the pay cap. Yeah, David, you've been watching football for a long time, man. Do you feel that I'm more about this tomorrow? But I've gone for an hour and a half. I don't realise I've done that. I do apologise, everyone. Do you feel that the Premier League needs financially sorting out? I'd love to know what you think, because you usually come putting some pretty good comments in, actually. Very good talking points in, actually, David. So let me know what you think. As your family are Leicester fans as well, do you feel that the lower half, the Premier League gets sort of ignored? I would like to know what you guys think. Revenue sharing, also good. These videos of Ipswich fans interviewing Vicario's parents and Jed Spence's sisters without even realising. That's good. Big up, Taken. Haven't seen you for a while, mate. How are you doing? It's a good win yesterday. I looked like I missed a lot yesterday, other than the win. We had, Tequila sadly had to step down. If you saw the video, I'm not going to go over it again. The video's out there, guys. Do watch it. For health reasons, Tequila's had to take a step back. He said he's still part of the channel. He's still going to come into the chat. He's still going to do stuff for us behind the scenes. But as on screen, he won't be doing that unless Tottenham win a trophy. So it's my thing. It's hashtag win the Europa League for Tequila. That's what I'm going with for the end of the season. So get that going, guys. Because of his health, he's explained it in the video. So if you want to watch that video, he has explained it. Again, thank you to everyone who's commented, who sent me messages, who sent Tequila messages as well. I really appreciate it, and we all do. We just want to make the time that he has the best we can make it, and that's what we want to do. I think 115 charges of Pep Guardiola's leave. I can think of charges. Yeah, probably chill. Very good. That is what I put in. Perp will walk when he knows that he's not taking the club forward. Yeah, he will do. I don't really care about them lot in Scotland. Yeah, just don't give a shit. Not about you, Chill Music. You keep putting the news in, sir, but I just don't give a shit about that club. Sorry. As a Celtic fan, they don't even enter my mindset. I hope Billy Bob Bombard takes over then and gets them relegated again. Bottom half haven't been spoken about so much. It's in the life. It's like you're welcome, bottom half. Oh, there's Colin. I don't know, Colin. You're stuck in it. We're waving at you from 12th place. Hi, Man United. How you doing down there? You're like a little brother. Guys, that is it. I went on longer than I should have done. Mrs. Tron's gonna kill me. Because she normally is, right? She said, you'll be on for an hour and a half. No, I won't be on for an hour. An hour and a half, I'm still on talking shite. But anyway, yeah, we're back tomorrow at 8 with a Premier League special. Going to go over the fixtures for the next 2 days of the Premier League. We're going to talk a little bit about Tottenham's game against Man City. Tuesday, we've got the pre-match show for that. Wednesday, we've got the usual match day stuff. We've got the watch line. We've got final score straight after the game as well. Thursday, we've got the post-match on the Leicester game. Friday, we're going to see, we're hoping this week to get Sava and Kuva on to talk about all things Tottenham and football. Saturday, there'll be some FA Cup watch-alongs along the weekend, either on here, either on the sports channel or on Big Up as well. We're going to try to get some shows done over there. I think next Sunday we're going to do I know one of the days of the weekend I'm going to do my all-time Spurs 11. So join me for that because I really want you guys to get involved in that. And also, and then Monday we're building up then to the Europa League games. So we've got a lot coming up on THFC till I die. Just to finish up a few more chats here. Make the bottom half great again. Exactly, Neil. Exactly. Make Spurs great again. And David Clyde, no, not really. 2 of my sons are Leicester City season ticket holders. And their feelings is the club is struggling because of COVID, which affected their owners more than anyone. Right, yeah, that is so true. That is actually a very good point. Yeah, very good point. Big up to Mary W. See you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, Mary W. God bless you. Also, again, lastly, thank you everyone for getting the touch of tequila. I know he really appreciates the kind messages. I know a lot of you have reached out to him personally. I know a few people put some lovely comments in the comment section below. Look, it's very hard. Life can be hard, but let's enjoy each other. Let's love one another. Let's not shout at one another. Let's enjoy each other's company because we don't know how long we've got left on this earth. And whoever we support, whoever we follow, whoever we are, either Tottenham or Man United or whatever, let's enjoy each other's company. We can all banter about football, and that's what football should be all about, banter. That's it. Should be no falling out, should be no arguing, just plenty of banter, good laughs, having good fun. And that's what life should be. So let's enjoy your life. Take it easy. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange. I'm going to say it, in Big Ange we trust. And I will sign out with Tequila's famous lines in tribute to him. Course. So we are, mate. I can't do it like Tequila. So we are, mate. See you later. Bye.